Alfie time. It's Alfie time.
Welcome to the Decent Wrestling Show, podcast, video. I haven't really decided what to call it yet. It's just sort of thing. I don't know. We'll just get on with the topics at hand. Probably talk about Stardom. I asked for questions on Twitter, so I got some to go through there. What else we got? Pay-per-views coming up. Probably talk about them, and SummerSlam, Takeover, and Kurikan Hall shows for TJPW, and upcoming Stardom shows. Let's get into it. Recently watched the 2 Stardom shows that they did, the 2 pay-per-views, through legal means, of course. So it was the 5-star Grand Prix beginning. 2 days. There was, I believe, 14 matches altogether of the tournament matches. All pretty damn good, except for a couple of hiccups here and there on day 1. But after the first couple of matches, it got really good. So we'll kick off with day 1. I'll just get straight into it. We had Mina Shirakawa, who is one of my faves, against Fukugen Death, who is not. Gonna be straight up with you. This was probably the worst match. Poor Mina, having to face Fukugen in the first match. But hey, Mina won, so that's the least positive. She gets 2 points. It's just the Fukugen character. It's a run its course, isn't it? It's run its course. She had new gear, which was the coolest thing about the whole match. But yeah, she's a bit lame for me now. Just done with the character, to be honest. We then moved on to Koguma versus Natsupoi. This match was Natsupoi's return, and she lost, of course. Now it wasn't a good match, if I'm being completely honest. I give it 1 3/4 of a star. It just wasn't really fun to watch. A lot of stalling. It's just kind of mid. I'm not really happy that Koguma won that one. Julia versus Starlight Kid. Now, I expected a good match here because their match a few months ago for the Wonder of Stardom title was absolutely excellent, and you need to go and watch that match. I think it's from February. Phenomenal match. And I noticed a lot of things about these matches and these 2 Stardom shows was, while they were great, nothing really ever reached that higher level, like that 4 1/4, 4.5 star level. Nothing really clicked there, but everything was solid, very good to great, but nothing like out of this world. But this match was really good. Of course, it's Julia. She's going to put on a good match. But her selling of the leg from Kito, and Kito's working over the leg, she's gotten a lot more aggressive. And I think going to Oedo Tai for Kito has really revamped her career, to me. You know, I think she's going to gain a lot from it. And I would be down with her becoming the leader of Oedo Tai. Just saying. But yeah, Julia's selling was terrific here with her leg. And she did a bit overselling as well, which is always good to see. And of course, the Queen Julia picks up the W, as she should. But yeah, really good match. 3 stars and 3/4. We then had Unagi Sayaka, the eccentric eel, against Tam Nakano, the cutest in the cosmos. Really good match here. Unagi continues to improve. It's weird for a quote-unquote bad wrestler to have so many good matches this year. You know, I think it's just out of jealousy, really, because their favourite's not doing as well. But hey, Unagi sells merch. She's popular. Deal with it. She's super charismatic, super energetic, very eccentric, unique, and that's what makes her interesting to watch. Because she's not just your typical average wrestler. She goes above that and beyond that and shows charisma, personality. She can be serious, she can do comedy. She's a great package as a wrestler, and she's only going to get better. So which means now, because she won this match against Tam, by the way, she won it. Now that I predicted that, and I was still shocked by it. But Unagi won it, which means she gets a white belt match against Tam, and I believe she's technically now the leader of the Cosmic Angels because Tam put it on the line. So congrats to Una. She won 3 things there. She won the match, won a title match, and won leadership. Really good match, 3.5 stars. Definitely should check it out. Unagi again, selling of the leg. Unagi does it great. And Tam is probably one of the best storytellers in Stardom. We then had match of the night and match of both nights. Saya Kamatani, who I can't believe she's still a rookie, against Shuri, who is phenomenal as always. Yeah, these two have great chemistry, great match, and I definitely want to see a rematch for the SWA belt. I believe it's eligible. But yeah, this is the match. If you had to only watch one match, this is the one. Saya, Shuri. Both worked excellent together, didn't overstay its welcome, hard hitting, did everything it needed to do. Just a breeze to sit through. 4 stars. Co-main event, Momo Watanabe versus Momo Watanabe. Now I've seen on Cage Match, this has got like a 9 rating, which, if you're a fan of Momo, probably is a 9, but if we're being honest, it felt like 2 halves a match, and it was pretty good for most of it. And then there was a couple of iffy moments near the end of lack of selling and a bit, and the story kind of just faded away from the first half of the match, and it kind of like, it's hard to really explain. They had a story, they went with it until near the end, and then they kind of forgot about it. That's what I took away from it. But the action was good. So I'm going to give it 3.5 stars because the action was good. It was still a fun match. Still a really good match. I would say I enjoyed Unagi and Tam a little bit more than this. But, you know, still a really good match. Then the main event, Utami Hayashishita versus Micah. I'm shocked that Micah won this. I just realised I haven't said who won. Koguma beat Poi, Julia beat Kito, Unagi beat Tam, Shuri beat Kamatani, and Momo beat Mayu, which shocked me. But yeah, Micah beat Utami in the main event. Now, this means that she gets a red belt match, which, 1, cool, but 2, again, well, we've already seen that. I don't want to see Utami facing repeats yet. She still has so many more people she can face, you know. Like, we can see, well, obviously Utami Julia is going to be the end point. It has to be. It just has to be. But I want to see Utami versus Saki. I want to see Utami versus Tam. That would be a good one. Utami versus Poi would be a good one. You know, there's still people I want to see her face. You know, Unagi versus Aroha. You know, Utami. Unagi with the red belt would sound good though. But yeah, this was a great main event. Micah Utami, back to the topic. 3 3/4. Really good main event. Not quite on the level of the other matches, but again, that just felt like the whole shows. They weren't quite on the level of the other matches they had with each other. And I'll mention that later in the next day's main event. So overall, first day, really good. Kamatani Shuri, great match. Every match was pretty much great except for the first 2. Day 2, Unagi versus Uzumi. Really, really good opener. 3 3/4 at the start. These two worked excellently together. Unagi busted out some new moves, a code breaker in the corner, and her splash that she does. I love that splash so much. It's so unique to her. Like, no one else does the splash like that. And it just looks so cool. But Unagi wins again, which means she's undefeated in 5-star Grand Prix matches. She's on 4 points. The road to 18 points for the Eel begins. The most electrifying woman in sports entertainment picks up another W. Next up was Saki Kashima versus Starlight Kid. 3 1/4, really good match. Not quite on the level of day one matches, but still quite good. And I like and Kito won, which I didn't expect, but happy for her. And Kito put on a mask on Saki after the match. Not quite sure what this means at the moment, but maybe we'll see down the line what it means. Third match on day 2 was Poi versus Momo Watanabe. Again, another good match. Poi busted out a new finisher. It didn't look like it went quite to plan, her finisher, but it does look cool. Like the first part of it, she does like the flips. Flip head scissors, whatever it's called, I don't know. Whatever, it looked cool. That's the main feeling, it looked cool. Poi wins. Happy about that. She gets 2 points on the board. 3 1/4. Tam and Konami. I expected a lot more from this, but it was still very good. 3.5 stars. Happy that Tamu picked up the W. So they did a lot of brawling out on the outside, I remember, and I felt like more of the match could have taken place in the ring. But what did take place in the ring was really good. But yeah, this had potential to be better, but it was still very good. I mean, you can't really have a bad match with Tam and Konami, can you? They could try and have a bad match and still have a great match. Then we had Utami versus Kamatani. Not quite nowhere near the level of their pay-per-view match months ago, but still a very good match, still a great match. 3 3/4. Utami picks up the win, as you'd expect. But yeah, these two have excellent chemistry. Kamatani busted out some new moves. I think she's done a Spanish Fly before, maybe only once, but she busted that out again. And she did a reverse Hurricanrana, which she's never done before, as far as I'm aware. So that was cool. So the worrying thing about Sarah Kamatani is injuries. Is she going to get injured in one of these times doing these sort of things? I don't want her to go too fast for herself, but I'm going to assume that she knows her limits. And if she knows her limits, then maybe her limit is the moon, because she's doing some crazy stuff and she's still technically a rookie. But yeah, great match. Co-main event, Shuri versus Micah. It's a Shuri match. It's going to be great. 3 3/4, nearly 4 stars, maybe. But yeah, great match between these two again. Shuri picks up another W, so she goes up to 4 points. Yeah, I expect she's winning the block. I think a lot of people have predicted Shuri as a winner. I think it's between Shuri and Aroha on one side, and then Julia and Momo on the other side. I think they're the two on each side that I think can win it. Now, I'm predicting Julia versus Shuri. That's my prediction with Julia winning the whole thing. I'm hoping Julia wins the whole thing. She's my pick. Although I would be cool with Unagi winning, or Mina winning, but I doubt Mina's winning. It's actually not entirely out of the realm of possibility of Unagi getting to the finals. It's possible. It's possible. You never know. She's going to get at least 6 points. She's going to beat Ruaka, obviously. When she gets 6 points, she could draw or beat Shuri. She's beaten Shuri before. You never know. Main event, Mayu Iwatani versus Julia. Not on the level of their match from last year in the Grand Prix, but still a great match. Love Julia's new look. The White Queen. She looks great, as you'd expect. New gear. Not as good as her last gear, but still pretty good. But it was a great match. Something felt off about it. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of the headbutts. Like, unprotected headbutts. Like, is it really needed? Is it really needed? I don't think so. But it's a Julia match. She delivers yet again. Unfortunately, Julia lost. F in the chat. Just disappointing. Anyways, back on the road to 16 points for Julia. Let's go. So yeah, day 2, Great show, better than the first night. Every match delivered. No bad matches in this night. Really good stuff. Definitely go check out these two shows when they're on Stardom World, which it should be in. I don't know when this is being posted, so it's kind of pointless me saying. I could say it's out now and it is out, or I could say it's out tomorrow and it's out now. It wouldn't make sense. So it's probably out in Stardom World by the time this is posted. Probably. If it's not, don't blame me. So now we'll talk about the Stardom upcoming shows that they have. So they have upcoming shows. These are the matches I'm most excited for. We've got 7th of August, we've got Unagi versus Utami. Come on, Unagi, you can beat the Red Belt champ. And then the next night, Tam and Saya Kamatani. Again, that's going to be a banger. They go to Kurikan Hall on the 13th. Koguma versus Julia. Saya Kamatani versus Konami. Micah versus Tamu. And a Future of Stardom title match as Unagi Sayaka takes on Mai Sakurai, making her Stardom debut. Now, if you don't know who Mai Sakurai is, she came from Actress Girls. Honestly, give her a chance. She's a great talent. She has a lot of upside, a lot of charisma. She's going to do well. Really cool big boot she does as well. I think it's going to be a great match between her and Unagi. I hope it main event. It probably won't main event, but I hope it main events. And that's going to be a really fun match. And I'm really looking forward to Mai Sakurai in Stardom. I think she's going to do great. 14th of August, Goddess of Stardom title, ALK Alikaba against Konami and Ruaka, who also has a tournament match on the same night. Please tell me Ruaka's going to win the Goddess of Stardom title. Now, I like Ruaka. No disrespect to Ruaka. She's great. But beating ALK just ain't happening, is it? 15th of August, Mayu versus Mina. Come on, Mina. Shuri versus Unagi. Come on, Una. 21st of August, my two favourites in Stardom face each other. Julia and Mina. That's going to be hard for my allegiances there. 28th of August, Tam and Shuri. Has that ever happened before? I don't think that's ever happened before. I think it's a first time matchup. Damn, that's going to be good. 29th of August, high speed title, Poi and Kito. I actually think Kito's going to win the title there. I think it's a real possibility. And then the Future of Stardom title, Rina, who is definitely not winning, takes on either Unagi or Mai. Probably Unagi. Then on the 4th of September, Konami versus Takumi Iroha. And the Artist of Stardom titles, Cosmic Angels versus Mai Himapoi. And I expect Mai Himapoi to win those because if Poi loses her title, she wins this one. If Poi retains, then Cosmic Angels will retain. Then we have 6th of September, Shuri versus Konami and Tam versus Iroha at Kurikan Hall. And on 20th of September at Kurikan Hall, Mayu versus Saki. First time, is that? Oh no, no, they've had a couple SIG matches. I was going to say it's the first time since the No People Gate show, but they've actually had like 2 matches since then, so that's just wrong. Julia versus Himeka. They always put on bangers. And Iroha versus Utami. And then 25th of September, the 5-star Grand Prix finals. I don't know if... I think the finals take place on this night as well. Mayu versus Kito. Poi versus Mina. Utami versus Tam. Unagi versus Kamatani. And Iroha versus Shuri. Talk about a stacked card. That could be the show of the year, to be honest. And the final Stardom related news is the possibility of Waka Tsukiyama. I hope I'm saying that right. I think I'm saying that right. But Waka Waka could, and this is not confirmed, could be joining Stardom. I hope it's TJPW, but she could be joining Stardom. She's friends with Mai Sakurai. And if she joins Stardom, my goodness, I hope she succeeds. Because it's going to be a big opportunity for her. And I think she has the talent to do it. And I really hope that fans give her a chance. Because I get it. She's not the greatest wrestler in the world. But wrestling is so much more than pure wrestling. its entertainment, its character, its charisma, and I think Waka will do excellent things. Which faction she goes in, who knows? Maybe Wodatai, they're sort of the devils, but she's just too likeable. Cosmic Angels, they're angels, she's a devil. Doesn't work, does it? So who knows where she goes? I'm still hoping for TJPW, just for portraits, to be honest. Also, she'd fit in next. She'd fit in like a glove in TJPW. It'd be perfect for her. Different news. On the 12th of September, we're going to get a match of the year contender as Saki Akai takes on Yuna Manase. Talk about a big match. And even though I know it's not going to happen, I really hope Yuna Manase wins this. Yuna Manase is terrific. She managed to have a great match with a mechanical panda. Who does that but Yuna Manase? And now we go on to TJPW news. They're holding 2 nights of Kurikan Hall on the 14th and 15th of August. Now, I'm going to be brutally honest here. They don't look like good shows. At least the 14th of August card, which has been announced, does not look like a good show to me. You got Mirai and Mocha against Suzume and Endo. Should be a fine opener. 8-woman tag, Mazao, Nodoka Tenma, Aino, Raku against Naokakata, Neko, Kiryu and Kaya. Again, should be a harmless 8-woman tag. Decent stuff. Yuki Kamifuku versus Yuki Arai. Yuki Arai's... I get it. I get why she's popular. She has a lot of charisma, nice smile. Her axe kick's pretty good. I've not been impressed with her singles matches so far, but she's only had a few. You can't expect her to be great. Hopefully Kami has a knack of carrying people to great matches and telling great stories, so she could actually tell a great story and have a terrific match. So I've just talked myself into liking this match. That's the thing. Then we have Neo Bishiki-gun and some Yukio, I don't know who that is, against Rika, Pom, and Antonio Honda, who I don't find funny. So I'm probably going to skip that match, to be honest. A great team here of Miyu Yamashita and Mariko Kobashi taking on Yuka Sakazaki and Hikari Noah. Trying to think of the word here. Full revelation? Full disclosure. Full disclosure. I don't like Yuka. Just gonna say it. So, that match. Miyu and Marika's a cool team. Don't care about Yuka though. Then the 2 semi-finals. Miyu Watanabe, the great Miyu Watanabe, who I want to win, against Shoko Nakajima, the small kaiju. Yeah, I called her small. What you gonna do about it? Huh? Exactly. How dare you call Marika a bad student, Shoko? Tut tut tut. I expect Shoko to win, but I'm going to be rooting for Miyu. And now, Maki Ito versus Mizuki is the main event. They can't have Mizuki win. Surely. Surely not. Please not. Ito is technically injured. She got injured against Suzume. A fractured cheekbone, I think, or jawbone. But she's expected to be back for the 14th. So wishing her a speedy recovery. Hope she's back for it. And I hope she wins. I expect her to win. But there's a little part of me that thinks they're just going to have Mizuki win a 3rd year in a row. Which I just don't care about. Other things coming up. We have SummerSlam and TakeOver. And then I'm going to do questions. So SummerSlam, we got Roman Reigns, John Cena. And Bobby Lashley against Goldberg. Goldberg. Two meaty men slapping meat. Yeah, I'm excited for those two matches. Oh yeah, and Nikki Cross or Nikki Ash versus Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. Rhea and Charlotte's last match was great, so add Nikki into it. It could be fun. Who knows? I don't know. Edge and Seth Rollins is expected to take place. Now that's going to be a banger. That's going to be a match of the night contender. And then there's some other matches that could happen. Belair Banks could be a good one. Drew Jinder. Okay, I guess. Give Drew a win. Sheamus Damien Priest could be a banger. Omos and Stars versus RK Bro could also be a really good match, except for Omos. And then possibly Lily makes a debut. Could be fun. Yeah. So it's going to be a fun show, and it's on a Saturday, so I get to watch it live, which is sick. And then Takeover 36, my boy Karrion Kross takes on Samoa Joe. Super pumped for that match. Super pumped for that. And also super pumped for Volta versus Ilya. Two excellent matches. Takeover is going to be awesome. I'm expecting Raquel versus Dakota and Cole O'Reilly in some sort of match, and Scott Escobar or whatever. Takeover 36 is going to be a terrific show. Hopefully I get to watch some of it live at least. Although I have work next morning, so who knows. Finally, we'll get onto some Twitter questions. So I asked for some questions and I got 5 people respond to me, which is decent. So I got Sammy ask me, what's your favourite wrestling match? So I looked on my spreadsheet of matches that I have, and 3 that instantly stood out to me as my favourites was Volta versus Tyler Bate, Randy Orton versus Edge from last year at Backlash. But I would say my favourite match of all time has to be, just because the whole story behind it, the story told throughout the match, which is excellent. Everything about this match was terrific. It was brutal, great story, a lot of fun, 2 terrific talents, loads of charisma, and I'm talking about Hell in a Cell, End of an Era, Triple H, The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels as ref. I still, even to this day, when I see that super kick to the pedigree, I think, oh, the streak ends here. And then he kicks out, and I'm shocked all over again. It's very rare you get a spot like that which catches you every single time, but this one does it. Love that match. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favour, go watch it. It is so damn good. Next we got Scenic Goat. What's your favourite wrestling promotion at the moment? So, I love a lot of wrestling. I watch a decent amount of wrestling promotions. I watch WWE, NXT, NXT UK, AWG, Stardom, TJPW, and I used to watch Ice Ribbon, but it's kind of hard to watch now because they don't have a streaming service, because they live in 2007 apparently. I would say the 2 that stand out to me at the moment, I love TJPW. It's probably been my favourite for a long while, but again, the upcoming shows just don't look that at all interesting. They need something to light a fire under them again. It's gone downhill since Yes Wonderland, basically. You know, Miyu Yamashita as champion, been there, done that. Hikari Noah, she's great, but I preferred Camu as champion. It just feels like it's going a little bit downhill for me. Now, of course, there's peaks and valleys in wrestling. It'll pick up eventually. But the 2 that I'm enjoying the most at the moment are Stardom and the highly underrated NXT UK. I'm going to say NXT UK. Because pretty much every week or every other week, there's an absolute banger of a main event. Absolute banger of a main event. They tell good stories. They do good video packages. It's an easy show to sit through. 1 hour long. Doesn't overstay its welcome. Terrific wrestling, terrific stories. unique segments to British audiences. It's a terrific show to watch. Definitely give it a chance.
Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
Question: What in your opinion is the most important thing in wrestling? Talk about a loaded question. That's really tough to answer. I would say the most important thing in wrestling, I don't know if you mean for a wrestler or for a promotion, I'd just say the connection with the audience. I'd say is the most important thing, is a connection with the audience. If you can connect with an audience, then they will care about you, whether that's liking you or hating you. If they care, that's what matters. Whether that's creating a moment or using your goofiness, creating a funny moment that will last in their minds. Not taking yourself too seriously is a good thing for wrestlers to do. You shouldn't have to take yourself so seriously all the time. You shouldn't be afraid to do a comedy segment, to do something funny, to make people laugh, because that connects you with them, that makes you personable. That's it, that's the word, personable. Making a wrestler personable, relatable. Not always have to be, oh, they're in my situation. I'm talking about relatable to, you can see someone in your life like that. You know? Or relatable characters like a heel who's like super rich and flaunting it. That's relatable. You might have someone in your life who you know who's like that and you hate them for it. Or you've seen someone like that and you hate them for it. So that's relatable to you. You understand that. You understand something that someone throwing their money around, you get annoyed by that because it's relatable that, you know, you don't have that money, they do, that's annoying to you. So you hate them for it. And you can use that relatability, because then you can make that character, you can turn them good guy, you can turn them into a good guy, whether using money for good means, or, you know, yeah, they're bragging about money, but then you find out they're only bragging about it because they have a cool backstory for it, or they were broke in the past and they're happy to show it off now, and that can turn them face, and that will make you love them because you've already established a connection with them. So I think that's, I don't know why I went on a rant like that, but personability is the most important thing in wrestling to me. Next up, Unscripted Psychopath. Great name. First promotion you got into, and first wrestling match you saw. First promotion I got into was WWE in 2006. Triple H, John Cena. WrestleMania 22, I remember the video package and I thought Triple H was a complete badass. So that got me hooked instantly. And I've watched since then. And fell off a little bit in 2012, 2013 before Daniel Bryan sprouted up. And that revoked my interest in everything. I did watch some TNA. I don't believe I ever really super got into it. My friend was into it at the time. He was more of a TNA fan. But we both, like, he was a TNA fan, but he watched WWE as well. I was a WWE fan, and I watched TNA as well. I believe it was on free TV in the UK, so I'd just watch it if it was on. You know, I wouldn't go out of my way, go, I need to watch TNA this week. But, you know, I only have vague memories. I remember Sting, I remember Kevin Nash, I remember some sort of Royal Rumble they did. And a lot of it did feel like WWE light. I know that's harsh, but that's just what it felt like. Next up, the final questions from the absolute GOAT, Kiwi. The best Unagi fan in the world. He's got 4 questions. Greedy 4 questions. Now, for real, ask me loads of questions, it's fine. Favourite Triple H match. Now, he's asking this because Triple H is my favourite wrestler of all time. If you didn't know. Just love the way he tells stories. Even now he can put on banger matches. I mean, he had a great match with the Great Khali. And like, how do you even do that? So I list off. I've got my top 5 Triple H matches, not including the Undertaker match at WrestleMania 28, which is my favourite match of all time. So obviously that's my favourite Triple H match. But there's 5 other matches that stick out to me. And that's Austin at No Way Out 2001, 3 Stages of Hell. absolute war of a match that is. Speaking of wars, Foley, or Cactus Jack at Royal Rumble 2000. Again, 2 brutal wars of matches, and I just love his wars. He's really good at telling a story of a war. You know, Ric Flair, Taboo Tuesday 2005 steel cage match. Perfect for them. Absolute. The storytelling is phenomenal in that match. In pretty much every Triple H match, the storytelling is so good. Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. One of my... How do I say it? Daniel Bryan was what revoked me back into wrestling. Triple H was my all-time favourite. So them two facing off against each other, absolute dream. And it lived up to the hype. And then some. And I'd say my second favourite Triple H match behind the Undertaker one is probably his match against Shawn Michaels at Bad Blood 2004. I mean, these two had always had banger of matches. They had a great match at Royal Rumble 2003, I believe. SummerSlam 2002. Maybe Armageddon 2002 or 3. But this one is my favourite of the bunch. Bad Blood 2004. Definitely go check it out. It's 40 minutes plus of pure wrestling gold between 2 of the best to ever lace up a pair of boots. Favourite wrestling event? This is hard. I looked at my spreadsheet of matches and I found 3 shows that really stuck out to me. NXT TakeOver Portland, Yokohama Cinderella 2020 from Stardom, but I would say, if you just pure nostalgia as well, maybe clouding my judgment a little bit, WrestleMania 22, I would say, is my favourite event. Has Triple H, John Cena, Shawn Michaels versus Vince McMahon in a really fun match, a great triple threat between Ray, Orton, Batista. Undertaker, Mark Henry sounds like it's going to be a bad match, but it actually isn't. You know, I enjoyed the opener with Carlito and Chris Masters against Kane and the Big Show. The Money in the Bank match is an excellent match on that show. Edge, Foley, terrific stuff in that match. Candice Torrey is a nice relief in the show. But yeah, the whole show was super entertaining to me. And yeah, maybe it's nostalgia clouding it a little bit, but I enjoyed the hell out of that show. So yeah, WrestleMania 22. What does a wrestler need to have for you to like them? Simple. A personality. There you go. Simple as that. All you need is to have a personality. Or to be cool. But I guess that's part of having a personality, is being cool. And final question, how did you get into Joshi Wrestling? I believe I've answered this a couple of times. I hope I'm consistent with my answer. Basically, Mae Young Classic 2017, Kairi Sane showed up in WWE. That got me intrigued. And then Io Shirai made me go, okay, there's multiple people coming from this Stardom promotion. I better check it out. And it all developed from there. So I got into Stardom, then I got into other promotions like TJPW, then I sort into Gato Move, and then I branched out from there into most recently AWG. So yeah, I've been watching Joshi since full-time since like early 2020, and been watching Stardom since summer of 2019. So that's all for this first inaugural episode. I say inaugural, like it's going to be a series. I don't know. It depends. I'm quite lazy, so we'll see. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Take care. Check out all my other videos, MVs. I know they're mid, but give them a shot. Yeah, take care. Peace. Bye. Arrivederci.
あなたたちも私たちもテリー